August the 25th. Our schedule.
Getting everybody on the same page, and we feel good about where we are at this point. We've got a lot of started to get, so that was good, but then it picked up a little bit after that. We had some hot days, so feel like we got the work in that we needed during camp.
Appreciate those opening comments, Coach. We'll now open up for questions for Coach Shea. Once again, question in the queue. Floor is now for questions. First question goes.
How you doing, Coach? Doc Holliday with HBCU Overdrive.
Doc, doing well, Doc. Always good to talk with you. So we really got our work cut out for there.
Next question goes to Timona Stapleton.
Brown. Actually, we came out of spring practice. If we had to play a game coming out of spring practice, he would have been our starter then. And he's been a great leader for us since we got here in January. He's done a great job, not just offensively, but also with our whole team as far as just the leadership. We feel like the team is going to, rally behind him, and they trust him. And I think that, offensively, those guys want to do well also for him because they see the way that he sacrifices and, just how much every day he comes out there with great energy. And there hadn't been a day since I've been here, off-season workouts, all of it, spring ball, where he's come out there flat or anything. He's always come out upbeat, ready to go, and our guys feed off of that. So he's our starter.
Thank you for that, and good luck with your week 1, Coach Shade.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Next question goes to Mo Carter.
Good morning, Coach Shade.
Good morning, Mo. How you doing?
Doing well, sir. Doing well. Hey, it's football week, so can't complain about that. Wanted to ask a question staying on the offensive side. Let's talk about the running back room. Who are some of the guys that you're looking to count on to carry the load this year from that backfield?
Well, we've got some guys that were here last season that we're looking to step up. Guys like Isaiah No, also Nero's a guy that was here last year. Ryan Morrow was here last year, and he was second team pretty much most of last season. So those 3 guys, they've worked hard since we've been here, but we've got a couple newcomers. Also, Maurice Edwards, who's a transfer that came into us, and also another transfer, Caden Williams is another running back for us. So we're going to play. All 5 of those guys are going to be guys that are going to play and get some touches, and we feel good about all of them.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Question goes to Keisha Kelly.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Good. So my question is, how has your adjustment been since you've been in Huntsville? How is Huntsville treating you?
Huntsville's great. It's really been great. My wife and I, we really enjoy it. It's a great city. It's growing, very progressive as far as that side of it. And then just the the people, they really rallied behind us, and we had Fan Day, had a great turnout at Fan Day and all those type of things. Spring game, another great turnout. So the people of Huntsville, they're definitely behind us.
Okay, well, good luck. And I just want to leave you with this. My next door neighbor back home said she's known you since you were a little boy.
Whoa, you got to give me a name.
Her name is Jean Flakes.
Okay, all right.
But good luck on the season, Coach.
Thank you.
Currently taking questions for Coach Shade with Alabama A&M. Any final questions? Coach, we sincerely appreciate your time and good luck this week.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, we're a few minutes ahead of schedule for Coach Robinson with Alabama State. We'll pause momentarily. Thank you for your patience. Once again, for our media participants, if you do have any questions for our head coaches, please utilize the raise your hand feature to get your question in the queue. Please ensure that your lines are muted unless you're actively asking a question. And please, if you do see questions there, additional hands raised, if you could limit your questions to one initial question until we get through the first round of questions. If we have additional time, we'll circle back to get follow-up questions. With that being said, we are happy to be joined by Coach Robinson with Alabama State. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning. How's it going?
Doing good, Coach, and thank you so much for taking some time out of your schedule to join us. Coach, if you could please start us out with an opening statement recapping camp and heading into the season.
Yeah, so we've had a really good fall camp. I was able to start a couple of days early because we play on a Thursday night coming up. Guys have been playing with a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, great attitudes from a quarterback position. Andrew Body has kind of stepped ahead and really been the leader on the team. So he'll be the guy that's going to be the starting quarterback coming out of camp, and he's a natural leader. Everybody's following behind him, and still have a lot of good competition at that position. And we're looking forward to playing on the Thursday night in Protective Stadium up in Birmingham versus a UAB team with a lot of new players on the team, a good defensive staff that has come in, and so we're looking forward to matching up against those guys on Thursday.
Appreciate those opening comments, Coach. We'll now open up for questions for Coach Robinson. Once again, if you do have a question, please utilize the raise your hand feature to get your question in the queue. The floor is now open. First question goes to Perry Daniels.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning. How's it going?
Super fantastic. How are you?
Going well. It's football season. I get to hear super fantastic, so that's good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Talk about the challenges of facing this UAB team, Coach.
Well, I think you have those the natural challenges of facing the FBS opponent, slightly more scholarships, maybe more resources. But for us, it's a great opportunity. That's how we look at it. So we're excited to go up there. We're working and expecting to get a W, expecting to compete hard and finish it off with a great afternoon for Alabama State football.
Coach, last year, the injury bug really hit your program hard. What are the concerns going into this game regarding that?
Yeah, so far so good. We haven't had any weird injuries or stuff like that in training camp. It's always that fine line of having tough physical practices, but at the same time, making sure you get everybody healthy for the first game. So that's been good. I think the coaches, the training staff have done a great job of getting the guys through those couple of hamstring injuries and things of that sort. But other than that, you just have to go out there and play football. We know it's a violent game, and unfortunately, injuries are part of it. And when they happen, that next guy has to be ready to play.
Good luck, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Next question goes to Doc Holliday.
Good morning, Coach. How you doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. So we all know that the game between FBS opponents always goes into the trenches, offensive, defensive line. What do you see from their offensive line that you can exploit? And what are some adjustments that you're going to do as far as for your defensive line / front seven? In this game?
Yeah, that'll be a good test. And we feel like offensive line, defensive line wise, we have some guys who can play. Have a couple guys on that offensive line. Desmond Daniels, Cam Smith, who I feel like can play at the next level. So it'll be a great test for those guys to compete with some FBS guys. So their offensive line, we don't know exactly who's going to play. They have one returning starter. A lot of guys are coming in from the transfer portal. So you can look at some of those guys to see what they've done at the previous school. But just from a standpoint of matching up, it'll be a great matchup. I mean, we want to see how we compete against those guys.
Sorry,
appreciate you, Coach.
No problem.
local talent.
Next question goes to Dennis J. Freeman.
How you doing, Coach?
Going well, thank you.
Good. What's been the biggest area of improvement that you're looking at from is there a particular unit that you would say has improved the most from last season?
Well, from practice, I think the offensive line has had the most improvement just as far as the number of guys that can play, returning starters who are coming back from the previous year and the guys who are coming back who have taken that next step. I've had a couple red shirt guys who didn't play last year. Now they're showing me we have confidence to, give those guys 10 or 20 plays. So as a group, we've been much improved in practice. So we want to go into the game and see if what the improvement in practice is going to show up on Thursday night. And that's going to be the big test. So I think it's going to be, a great test for us, a great test for that unit to see if we can go out there and establish the run and be a dominant, offensive line, be physical and those type of things. So I'm looking forward to see how those guys compete.
Thank you, Coach.
Absolutely.
Next question goes to Mo Carter.
Hey, good morning, Coach Robinson. How's it going?
Going well.
Awesome, awesome. Look, this week is the first of many in which your squad will be going up against a team that's led by a head coach who also has played in the NFL. So with that being said, anything in particular you recall about facing Trenton Dilfer during the years as players?
Yeah, very particular. He beat us in the playoffs. That still hurts me. So yeah, so that's my personal motivation. But you can't go back and replay games. But no, he's a good player. He's first round pick, played a very long time. Won a Super Bowl with Baltimore, and they beat us in the playoffs. So that's probably my remembrance of Trent Dilfer as a quarterback.
All right, sounds good, Coach. Good luck this week.
Absolutely.
Currently taking questions for Coach Robinson with Alabama State. Any final questions?
I have a question, Andrew.
Yes, sir.
You said that you're gonna roll out Andrew Body this week as you started for the game. We all know that he's been injured the last couple of years with his shoulder. How is his shoulder holding up right now as far as with contact since fall camp?
Yeah, I mean, the shoulder is great as far as we know. He's been cleared for some months now, practiced in spring full go over the summer, fall camp. Hasn't had any restrictions as far as throwing anything like that. Him and I kind of joke about it. Unfortunately, at the quarterback position, you probably won't get your first hit until Thursday night. So we'll have to be smart about it. We won't run triple option or anything like that, but we know it's one of those things where he has to stay out of harm's way. But for a kid to have two injuries the first game of the last 2 years, I think his resolve, his determination, his character as a person. Fortunately, I never had season-ending injuries, but I know that's tough, especially when you work so hard and it happens in the first game. But the kid just always comes back and works harder. So it's a guy that you're rooting for all the guys on your team, but he's a guy that you really hope it can go out there and have a really good year and just produce at the level that we all know he's capable of because he's been through so much just from a physical standpoint.
All right, appreciate you, Coach. Good luck on Thursday.
Thank you.
Any final questions? Coach, we sincerely appreciate your time and good luck this week.
All right, thank you, and best of luck to all of the guys. I know we have a lot of out of conference opponents, so represent the conference well. And we're going to try to do our very best on Thursday night. So appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Coach. All right, next up, we'll be joined by Coach Cedric Thomas with Alcorn State. We'll be back momentarily. Coach is slated to join us at approximately 10:25. Thank you for your patience. All right, next up, we'll be joined by Coach Thomas with Alcorn State. We're working to get Coach connected to the line. We do appreciate your patience. Do appreciate your patience. We are working to get Coach Cedric Thomas with Alcorn State line. We do have him at approximately up until 10:35. Following him, we'll be joined by Coach Woody with Bethune-Cookman at 10:35 Central. We'll be back momentarily. All right, I do see that we have Coach Thomas with us. Coach, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
All right. Appreciate you take some time out of your schedule to join us. Coach, if you could please start us out with an opening statement, recapping camp and looking ahead to your opening game of the season.
Boy, you can see how I'm dressed and how I'm getting on late. It's football, and we're just trying to tie some loose ends up. I thought camp went fairly well, got out healthy. Guys, continue to learn, got a lot of work to do, and they're doing it. Thought they dealt with the heat well. Everybody meshing from a culture standpoint. So I thought overall camp was pretty good. So got a hungry Northwestern team we got to go see. Just talk to them guys about, they second year and how Coach McCork is trying to build that program. So we're excited. Just get opportunity to hit somebody else and go out and see, what our long work since the spring up until now constitutes.
Appreciate those comments, Coach. First question goes to Perry Daniels.
Good morning, Coach.
Morning.
Coach, talk to us about what this year's rendition of the Alcorn State Braves is going to look like.
A multiple football team that is able to do whatever defense gives us to allow us to win and be successful on offense and defensively. A bigger, faster, more athletic defense that's able to be multifaceted, to be able to pressure, play some man coverage, also play some zone stuff, but really anchor down in the trenches and play some run game really well. And also from a kicking game standpoint, using that facet to give us an advantage, to those other components. And so got some really good pieces. Some pieces are proving a lot more than others, and some we'll find out 7:00 on Thursday. But this team will be multifaceted, won't be one dimension. And at the end of the day, we'll do what it takes to win.
And last year, this Northwestern State team fell to a SWAC opponent in Prairie View in Natchitoches. Have you been able to, or have you used that with your team as a motivational tool or any aspect from that game?
Most definitely, and it helps. We got the former DC from Prairie View on our staff, so Coach Fosterman is giving us some ins and outs of from a preparation standpoint of things that he did. So that's really been good. And so we've been using all that information. But we know that's a hungry ball club. You're talking about a team that hadn't won in 1,000 days. I heard Coach McCork say the other day. So we got to be just as hungry. So we plan on putting our best foot forward and going out executing versus a very hungry ball club.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks, sir.
This question goes to Doc Holliday.
Coach Thomas, how you doing today?
I'm blessed. How about yourself, Doc?
I'm doing good. First game of the season against Northwestern State. The biggest question that everybody has is who is going to be your starting quarterback?
Yeah, we announced it to the team, about a week ago. So Jalen Tobert here gets the nod. Howard transfer, but expect Trey to get some meaningful snaps also. So but who will lead us, out there smoke and get the first reps will be Jalen Tobert. So we're excited about, him leading. I just think the days of old of playing one quarterback, just with the sign of time and 12 games schedule and bumps and bruises. And so we feel like we got a really good backup, and Trey that's played a lot of good football, but we also got some really good pieces that both of those guys have opportunity to get the football to.
All right. And my second question is, with the trenches, how do you see your defensive line going up against this offensive line from Northwestern State?
We playing about 10 or 12 guys. Coach Cove has done an amazing job just from a recruiting standpoint. So we'll play some bodies, and you always want to play a lot of bodies if you got them, especially of quality. That first game, don't want to see guys cramping up, and want to make sure those guys, do a really good job. Just fitting the run. This O-line is much improved, so we got to do a really good job in them trenches. So we know how, what we did last year. And so we want to make sure that we're better. And this will be a really good testament to see how much better, if any, we've gotten.
All right. Appreciate you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Currently taking questions for Coach Thomas with Alcorn State. Any final questions? Coach, we sincerely appreciate your time and good luck this week.
Appreciate it, sir. And apologize for the tardiness.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, we are maybe a minute ahead of schedule. We'll be joined by Coach Woody next. We'll pause momentarily. All right, it is 10:35 Central. Next up, we'll be joined by Coach Woody with Bethune-Cookman. I do see that we have Coach with us. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Coach, thank you for taking some time. I do schedule to join us. If you could, Coach, start us out with an opening statement, recapping camp and looking ahead to the opening game of the season.
Yes, we had a successful camp. Didn't have any major injuries. Obviously, it was grueling down here with the heat. Hydrated guys, working hard, coming to work, going to work. And our focus was just being intentional with the fundamentals and details. And we've been talking about that every day. And we've seen improvement and obviously able to see some depth as well, something that, we didn't really have in the past up front, So we're excited, about the season opener. Obviously, get a chance to play against a really good football coach, Willie Simmons. That name, I'm sure, is very popular, in the SWAC and actually around the country. Down there at FIU on Friday night. And I know he has over 50 new players. So getting to know his guys and putting a product out, I know it's going to be, a good situation for him. And then for us going in there, giving him an opportunity to see what we have as well.
Appreciate those opening comments. Coach, could you adjust your camera just slightly? Perfect. Thank you, Coach. First question goes to Perry Daniels.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Coach, talk to us about this year's rendition of Bethune-Cookman's football team and your program. What should we expect?
Well, obviously we said we want to be able to run the ball. That was our emphasis as well. Coming out of spring, obviously going into the summer, it's no pass, but, just looking at cut-ups, letting them know that we must be able to run the ball, and then obviously playing, gap, sound defense, and then being able to win the hidden yardage on special teams.
And how much has Coach Simmons' time in the SWAC, impacted your game planning for this upcoming game?
Well, I tell you what, you just never know, what you're going to get. Obviously, coach is a good football coach, and he has, like I said, 50 new players, and whatever you can do based on offense, defense, and special teams is based on your personnel. So, I'm sure he's going to do some of the things that he's done that was successful in the past, but, we got to expect for, a lot of different things based on what we may see, but it's all about blocking and tackling, so we're going to line up and, like I said, being intentional with the technique and fundamentals. That can get you out of a game any day.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Next question goes to Doc Holliday.
Morning, Coach. How you doing today?
Doing well, Doc.
I didn't get a chance to speak to you at Media Day, but I get to speak to you now. My first question is, who would be your QB1 starting off this weekend?
Well, right now we still having those guys battle iron sharpens iron. We always tell these guys, you got to come to work and go to work. You can't have an average or a bad day. These guys they're competing. So right now we haven't named one yet. We said we're gonna go throughout the week before we make that decision because I did sometimes guys get named and they either step it up. I tell the guys all the time, you either get better or you getting worse. No one stays the same. So we're not gonna name one right now.
Okay. And my second question is, again, like I asked coaches, when it comes to the trenches, how will your offensive and defensive line fare up against this FIU team?
Well, again, like I said, you look at the guys that they brought in, obviously they're going to be big and strong and still they got to understand what Coach Simmons wants as far as scheme. We're just going to, play our game and be technique fundamentally sound and play with good pad level. We can't worry about how big they are, or how small they are. We got to come in and strain and give fanatical effort.
All right. Appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you.
Next question goes to Perry Daniels.
Coach, it was recently announced that the Bethune-Cookman Southern University game will be moved to Tampa and played in Raymond James Stadium. Can you talk about that?
Well, that's something that the administration and I spoke about, and I thought it'd be a great opportunity, for the program, the recruiting area. I mean, I'm from that. Guys ready, and we'll have our guys ready as well.
And let's talk about, this is the third year of your program there at Bethune-Cookman.
Yes, sir.
And we've seen consistent development along the way. What are the expectations for your team this year as far as a finish?
Yeah, we have to finish. I mean, 5 games total 17 points. I mean, that's something that we must do. I mean, just obviously progressing with, getting classroom in place, off the field stuff in place. And now it's all about finishing. I think these guys understand what we, expect. First 2 years, they really didn't know. And I think now, we having a player-led team and they understand the importance of finishing those games.
Great. Thank you again, Coach.
Thank you.
Currently taking questions for Coach Woody with Bethune-Cookman. Any final questions? Coach, we sincerely appreciate your time and good luck this week.
Thank you. Wish everybody luck, guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Next, we go over to Florida A&M and Coach James Colsey. Once again, if you do have any questions, we ask that you please utilize the raise your hand feature to get your question in the queue. Please limit your questions to one initial question. If you do see additional questions there in the queue, if we have additional time, we'll circle our way back to get additional follow-up questions answered. With that being said, happy to be joined by Coach Colsey with Florida A&M. Good morning, Coach.
Hey, good morning, everyone. How you doing?
Doing great, Coach, and thank you for taking some time out of your schedule to join us. Coach, if you would please start us out with an opening statement, recapping camp and looking ahead to the start of the season.
Well, you start July 30th, and now you're getting close to almost August 30th. Obviously, with us getting ready to open up against Howard down in South Florida, obviously we've been counting since our last game of the year up until this point to get an opportunity to get back on the field. You go 7-3 in FCS football games. You go 0-2 against the likes of Miami and Troy. But the expectations here in Tallahassee, and the expectations are not just to compete for things, it's to win things, to win championships. So excited to get back on the field. Camp was great for us. Typical Tallahassee, Florida weather. It's just 90, 95 degrees. So the guys had to definitely go through some adversity, but they overcame it. Excited to get ready to play a very, very good very, very good Howard football team this upcoming Saturday.
Once again, if you do have any questions, please utilize the raise your hand feature. First question goes to G. Thomas.
Hey, what's up, Coach?
Hey, G, what's up, boss?
Nothing much. Coach, like you said, y'all been waiting to get back on the field since the last game of the year. I've seen a lot of FAMU fans coining this season as the revenge tour. Talk about that a little bit. I know y'all want to go out there and bounce back, and I know it's some games out there that may be circled, and y'all want to go out and show what the FAMU football tradition is of winning.
Well, I don't think there's a revenge tour. I mean, there's a lot of programs that would love to have won 7 games last year, right? But that's not what we are, and that's not the standard we want to uphold. So I think that getting up our guys, just going through everything that we went through. Obviously being able to go through a complete spring practice, a complete off-season program, a complete summer with our football team, and I think that's just we're a lot better suited than we were last year compared to where we are now. So it's not necessarily a revenge tour. We got a schedule. We know we got teams we have to play. It's important to take it one game at a time, and I continue to stress that to our staff and our players. And we got to take care of Howard before we can worry about anybody else.
Next question goes to Timona Stapleton.
Hey, Coach Cozy, how you doing?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. So recently you named RJ Johnson the third as the starter versus Howard. Can you talk a little bit about RJ Johnson, what he brings to your team as a player and a leader?
Well, he's a top high school talent out of Atlanta, Georgia. Went to Westlake High School. He was a 4-year starter in high school. Had the opportunity, was blessed with the opportunity to go to Toledo, learn from one of the best offensive minds in the country. But he wanted to start playing. I think the mindset last year was that whoever the starting quarterback was there last year was going to have a good year, and he was going to have the opportunity to step up into that role. It didn't come to fruition. We were able to get him here for the summer. He's picked up and became one of the leaders of our football team with how he's prepared and how he's practiced, and obviously having a great summer camp with us. He was named our starter. Yesterday.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Next question goes to Doc Holliday.
Good morning, Coach. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, Doc. How are you?
I'm doing good. Of course, going into the season, you just named RJ Johnson as your starter. But we want to focus. I want to try to focus in on Howard's running attack, which is led by Eden James. What are some things you want to try to do to try to neutralize him as far as running the ball, but also as a pass catching running back?
Well, I mean, they do a great job of getting him the football, not just hand the ball off to him, right? So he's obviously it's really really hard. Right. So I mean, the biggest thing when you get a running back like that, you got to tackle. You got to tackle well. You got to get everybody. You got to get all your hats to the football. So we're able to get him. We got to hit him before he can get going. So we got some things that we're going to try to do to neutralize not just him, but they also have some really other good running backs as far as the running game goes. So we got some things that we're looking to hope to do, but we also know Howard's going to provide some things that we haven't seen. So Coach Scott will have him ready to go, and I know that. But understanding a little bit of his philosophy, which is similar to mine, he wants to be able to run the football, be able to stop the run. So they control the clock on the offensive side. So I think that if we're able to stop the run, that allows us to do some things on defense compared to if they're having success running the football. That puts us in a little bit of a bind. So we know going in who the focal point's going to be, and he's a very, very good football player. But hopefully, we're able to do what we need to do on defense so we can have the success that we need to have.
I appreciate you, Coach. Thank you.
No problem.
Next question goes to Perry Daniels.
Good morning, Coach.
Hey, boss, how are you?
I'm well, Coach. How are you?
Always well.
Good. Hey, Coach, this is the 6th year of Larry Scott's tenure up at Howard. The last time these two programs met was in the Celebration Bowl in 2023. How much has that game affected your game planning for this upcoming game?
Well, not at all. I mean, we actually really didn't even look at it. We looked at the last 4 games that they played last year, and then obviously, with new coaches that he's had on staff, kind of looking at some of the things, some of the philosophy that he wants to carry. So, I think, I want to say we looked at the last Delaware State, Morgan State, South Carolina State, and then I cannot remember the other game because I apologize. But it was last 4 games of the year. We looked more focused on that. We focused on those last 4 games compared to anything they did. We're a much different football team, as I know they are as well.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Next question goes to Melvin Bill.
Hey, good morning, Coach. How are you doing?
Hey, Melvin, how are you doing, boss?
I'm well. Listen, you had a full season, off season to prepare coming into this year. Talk a little bit about how important that was because you started a little bit late in your tenure. Talk a little bit about having a full off season to prepare for this season.
Well, you didn't really understand how important that month was that we had off, right? So not being able to transition the way we were hoping to transition to. So, but just when we got back our first day from for spring semester, our plan was already in place. What we wanted to do off season was already in place. Spring practice was already in place, and for our players, like being scheduled is the best thing imaginable for them. So again, we were able to do everything that was planned out. We were able to do all of that with no issues. The guys did a great job in spring semester in regards to classes, and then also our summer was able to flow just like our spring was. So it was definitely a much better feeling for us, especially with the mindset, with the coaches, and et cetera, et cetera. So I guess for us that month last year, no excuses, but we were able to get that month this year, and it definitely helped us.
Talk a little bit about returning to Miami, Florida A&M, returning to the Orange Blossom Classic. Why is that big?
Well, it's just big for the institution, right? Big for the university, big for the alumni, big for the recruiting base. Obviously, we know we have a huge alumni base down there that definitely helps with recruiting. And obviously being from South Florida, there's always, I mentioned this earlier, it was a little bit odd not being a part of that football game where, obviously we've got a chance to play in the MEAC Challenge, last year, but there's just something about Florida A&M playing in the Orange Blossom Classic in South Florida. It just sounds a heck of a lot better than maybe 2 other teams playing in it.
Finally, a really successful off season as far as recruiting, ranked number 5 in FCS. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, we were ranked last year, right? And just really got to make sure the guys are lined up, playing solid football, playing hard and playing fast. And we didn't do a very good job of that last year. The plan is to make sure we do it this year, and we were able to have all these people with us since January and sprinkled in some guys during the summer. So excited to open up with this football team. Obviously playing a quarterback, playing a new quarterback who's going to be new, to our football team. So we got to make sure we take care of him as much as we can. But RJ's going to come to play. I feel we got the weapons at the wide receiver spot, the weapons that we have at the running back spot, and our team's going to go as far as our offensive line and defensive line goes. So in my opinion, we made the added adjustment that we needed to make, and hopefully we can put on a great show for our alumni base and our fans this upcoming Saturday.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Mel.
Currently taking questions for Coach Colsey with Florida A&M. Any final questions?
Yeah.
Any final questions for Coach? All right, we have one final question that'll go to Melvin Bill.
Coach, talk a little bit about going up against Howard. Certainly we played them in the Celebration Bowl, but what do you expect to see from Howard?
The team is going to try to control the clock. They run the football, make sure they got manageable third downs because, that gives them the opportunity to be a little bit more balanced as far as whether they want to run the football or throw the football. They're going to play hard on defense. I think they're going to try to make us throw the football as well. Anytime you got the run game that we have and the offensive line that we have, I would try to flip it, right? Try to make us throw the football, especially with the quarterback who's going to be going into his first start. So, I know they're going to be well coached. They're going to play hard, and hopefully we are able to do the same. But going to be down South Florida, we'll probably have a little bit of an advantage with maybe the way the weather works, because obviously us being down here and practicing in this type of weather should give us a little bit of an advantage. But you're going to have two football teams that are looking to try to go 1-0 and put a good spot or have a great start to their season, right? Because this can help with confidence. This can help with down the road as far as trying to maybe get yourself into a playoff bid or whatever the case may be. So there's a lot at stake, but we have to do understand this is the first game of the year, and but I think ultimately Howard's going to play hard. Hopefully we can match that energy with my football team.
Okay, safe travels. We'll talk to you later.
Appreciate you now.
Coach, as always, we appreciate your time. Good luck this week.
Thank you, and good luck to everybody else this week as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, we now will be joined by Coach Joseph with Grambling State. Once again, if you do have any questions, please utilize the raise your hand feature to get your question in the queue. Please, if you do see there are additional hands raised, please limit your questions to one initial question. If we do have additional time, we'll circle back for follow-up questions.
There we go.
All right, happy to be joined by Coach Joseph with Grambling State. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Doing great, Coach, and thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join us. Coach, if you could please start us out with an opening statement, recapping camp and looking ahead to your opening game of the season.
Well, we didn't have much camps. School started August 7th, so we got on that 20-hour rule right away. So we had about 6 days of camp, but it went well. I thought we flew around. I thought we matured from last year, the coaching staff and the players. So I thought it was a clean camp. It was a short period of time, but it was clean. So, but now we're into game week right now. So I'm pleased. We're not there yet, but we're close.
Appreciate it.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, Barry. How you doing?
I'm doing super fantastic. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Coach, talk to us about this year's Grambling State Tigers and what that football team is going to look like when they hit the field.
Well, the one thing about this transfer portal, you can fix things quickly. We cleared the roster out and got the roster the way we wanted it. So now all these kids, exception of about maybe 4 to 6 kids or kids left over from the previous staff. So now they're our biological kids. So now we pick these kids. So there's no excuse coming from the coach's standpoint. But we have the kids in that we know. We sat in their living room. We know who their brothers and sisters are. We knew who their girlfriends. We know things about them that we didn't know with the previous kids that was on the roster because we didn't recruit them. So this is a great group of young men. This is a great group of coaches, and we have one vision, and it's my vision, and that's what we didn't have before.
Well, talk to me a little more specifically, though, on running game, passing game, in the trenches. What's this team going to look like? Defensively, what are they going to look like?
Well, we talked about we're going to establish the running game. So we're going to run the ball more. We're going to do a good job of identifying the box, not to run the ball more. We think we have a good young group of backs. We do have Trey Bradford's back this year, so he'll lead the charge. And so, and then, as far as receivers, everybody's young. The only one's back is Nick Howard that really played in T. Will, Tylen Williams, the slot kid played more, but everybody else is young. They, I redshirted, 20 to 22 of them last year. These are kids that's very talented, but they hadn't played a college game yet. So we're gonna run the ball here. We're gonna run the ball first, but we're gonna throw when we want to. So we looking to be balanced, and balance to me is not always 50-50, could be 60-40, but it's gonna be balanced, could be one-sided. But on defense, Coach Rollins does a great job over there, with bringing in Willie Mack back to the back end. That's gonna help us out a lot. We got an extra eyes and extra coordinator point of view that's on the staff. So we try to beef up that D line and get more bodies at that D line. We're about being long. We don't really want the sharp players, because we think in the game of football, sooner or later size overwhelms. So we're not gonna have a whole bunch of little sharp kids out there. We want to be long because we think length can be dangerous at times. But we were happy with that part with the defense, the way the defense is coming along. Right now, we have a lot of new faces, and in the kicking game. And the kicking game is going to be solid. Coach, we got Coach Ricard in here. He's doing a good job. So we still kind of still gelling in some parts.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
The big question of the week: who is your QB number one?
Well, you know what? I'm going to sit down with Coach Carey today. I kind of know what I want to do with my decision, and then I want to sit down with those kids and let them know what's going to happen, what I'm thinking. But Ashton Fry and Zay T said they really competed well, from spring all the way through the summer, all in 2 weeks ago. And I think I'm pretty comfortable right now. I'm just not all the way in, but I know what my business decisions with my heart. I make business decisions. I don't make it with my feelings. So we know what we have to do, but I think both of those kids are capable of leading us to winning games. We just got to see how we want to do it and how it's going to affect the team. So both of those kids have been a hump. We'll have like I said, we'll sit down and talk to them today, but the closer we get to the game, we'll review like this. Just because you start the game doesn't mean you're going to finish the game. So they're going to be under the same timetable of anybody else. Whoever's the quarterback, if they don't play well, they're coming out. I didn't do that last year. I'm not taking that this year. If you don't play well, that means you be on the same leash as everybody else. They won't be treated any different.
I appreciate you for the good answer, man.
I didn't give you a good one, but I'm close. You know.
Right. I appreciate you, Coach.
Appreciate you.
Next question goes to Wayne Cartwright.
Hey, Coach Joseph, Wayne Cartwright. Hey, I just wanted to ask you, when I talked to you at SWAC Media Day, we talked about Coach Eric Losey coming on to the staff, and he's joining you. Has been with your staff previously. So what's his initial impact been as you guys have progressed through camp here?
Well, I was with Losey in 2013 at Alcorn State. So we kept in touch. We've been friends. He's a great O-line coach. He does a really good job in the run game. When we was at Alcorn the last time I worked for him, he did a really good job with the run game. We went to Southern Miss with Jay. He did a really good job. So he does a good job for his technique. He gets their technique straight. He's a no-nonsense guy. He's going to identify the box. He's going to get him to come off the rock. And he's like me. He's gonna if you're not doing it, then you won't do it. I always tell him the story. We had 14 linemen and at Alcorn, but he only traveled 9. And I was like, you need to travel 10. He's like, well, if you travel bad players, sooner or later you're gonna have to put them in the game. And that makes I can really identify talent, but once he identified talent, he can get him to play, because sometimes coaches can identify talent but can't get him to play. He can get him to play.
Yeah, thanks. Today in Shreveport, what can you tell us about this Langston Lion team that you guys are getting ready to face off against?
Well, it's very emotional game, coach. So I know Coach Morgan. I raised Coach Morgan in this profession. I'm really proud of him. He's done a great job there. He don't won over 70% of his games. He understands the recruiting aspect of it, and he understands the main thing, you need to have players in the room. So he'll have players in the room, and he has the same philosophy that we had, when I was there. We're going to go through Oklahoma City all the way down to Dallas, and then Dallas to Houston, then over to Louisiana, and that's what his roster consists of. So he has some football players that I really respect, Coach Morgan, but I really respect Langston University as a whole. I respect that administration, because the administration always put that football team first when they had to. Not if they didn't have to, but when they had to put them first, they put that football team first, because they knew at the end of the day, that's the one can go bring the money back. So I respect Langston University, and I also respect Coach Morgan, but as I have a lot of ties still in Oklahoma. I have 2 daughters that's still there, that's going to graduate from OU with tuition being paid. But it's going to be a good game. I know those kids. I know Coach Morgan, and they're going to come to play. When they get off the bus, they're going to look like a SWAC team. I want to tell people, and I think it was 2013 or 14, we played Pine Bluff and Little Rock, and we beat them. And the next week we went to Tuskegee and beat Tuskegee back to back. And that usually don't happen with A&I teams. But at Langston really can get some good players in school, and they do a good job there. They do a really good job there, and I'm proud of Coach Morgan and what he's accomplished. And I've been trying to steal him for years to get with me, but he's been winning games there, so I can't pull it.
Well, good luck to you guys this week, and hopefully it's a great season there for you guys at Grambling.
Thank you very much.
Question goes to Mo Carter.
Coach Joseph, I'll make this quick. You're starting off with Langston right down the road in Shreveport, so more of a home away from home. But of course, Grambling and Shreveport have long-term ties. How's it going to feel to be, right down the road with those supporters there supporting the G-Men against Langston on Saturday?
Well, I think it's a great opportunity. It's a great venue to have a game in Shreveport, the Labor Day weekend. It's a big weekend. I think everybody's excited around here. I know Shreveport's excited. We're going up today to have the press conference. So it's a great opportunity, a great stage for myself and my coaches and my players. And we can't do nothing but take our hats off to Dr. Scott and the city of Shreveport, for giving us the opportunity to play a game up there. And I'm looking for a big crowd. I'm looking for people to come out and support us, but I'm also looking for this game to get some tread on it. And let's continue to have this game this weekend in Shreveport. So, we're excited, and we can't do nothing but get our stuff, get ready to play and put on a clinic when we go there.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck this week.
Appreciate it.
Last question goes to Mona Stapleton.
Good morning, Coach Joseph. How are you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. When you were first hired, you talked about wanting to build the program primarily through high school recruiting, then relying heavily on the transfer portal. Now that you're heading into your second season, has your perspective on that balance shifted, and what adjustments have you made to your approach?
Yeah, because initially we wanted to be 80-20. We wanted to be 80-20, 80%, through the high school ranks and 20% through the portal and the junior college ranks. So just being in this conference, a year, you need older players. So what we're going to try to do, we're going to try to recruit at least 12 to 14 players this year, high school kids, and then get the rest out of the portal. So it depends what this season looks like. We have about almost 22 freshmen, redshirt freshmen that's on the roster. So it depends what we do this year or how the philosophy is going to change. And, because, things change. Things change just like college football is changing up every day. So, I tell my coaches all the time, if we know it's not going to work, we can't stick to our guns. And I know some people say, oh, well, you change your mind. Well, it's my program, so I'll change my mind anytime I want. So it's different, and we gotta play it by ear when we get out on a recruiting trail.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach, we sincerely appreciate your time and good luck this week.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys, and good luck to everybody this week.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
All right, next week, go over to Arkansas Pine Bluff and Coach Hampton. Once again, if you do have questions, please utilize the raise your hand feature to get your question in the queue. We ask you please wait to be called upon prior to asking your question. If you do see several questions there in the queue, we ask you please limit your questions to one initial question. If we got additional time, we'll circle back to get follow-up questions answered. All right. Happy to be joined by Coach Hampton with Arkansas Pine. Coach, thank you so much for taking some time to join us. Coach, if you could please start us out with an opening statement recapping fall camp and previewing the opening game of the season.
Obviously, fall camp was great. We had no major injuries. A lot of good work on all three phases of the game. Offense, second year coordinators back. Defense, we're totally different than what we did the year prior, in the first 2 years here. And special teams coordinators back. So we've added a couple new wrinkles. So just really excited about the kids that we've gotten in the system, high school kid mixed with some, portal guys, and just excited to go out and show this weekend at Texas Tech, top 25 ranked team in the country. So our guys are excited about it, and we'll see where we at the end of the day.
Appreciate those opening comments, Coach. First question goes to Dennis Freeman.
Good morning, Coach Hampton.
Good morning.
What would you say has been your biggest improvement from what you've seen out of fall camp?
Just guys being more consistent, coming to work every single day, knowing that it's going to be a grind. It's camp, it's hot, and just being able to stay focused. Over the last 2 years, and I tell people we didn't have anybody to leave in the middle of the night. We did not have that. So I'm excited about the guys that we brought in. We did a really good job recruiting, and our coaches have done a really good job. And we've been tough on them, but these kids, they haven't folded. So that's been really exciting for us. Now it's just time to get them on the field and be able to evaluate that, that first game and see where we at as a program.
Thanks, Coach.
This question goes to Wayne Cartwright.
Hey, Coach Hampton. I just wanted to ask you. You guys are going down there to Lubbock and Jones AT&T Stadium to take on those Red Raiders. What is the overall tenor of your team ahead of this great opportunity to play a Big 12 team and a ranked one at that?
Well, I mean, obviously, you have players on your team that think they deserve to be at that level. And, we got coaches that have come from that level, Power 5 coaches. So our players ready for the moment and, go out and do your assignment. We talk about doing your 111 every single day. And so this is an opportunity for our players. We're not asking them to do anything different. Run our offense, run the defense, whatever the call may ask for, you just do your part. And if we do that, then we're going to be in position to make some plays in all three phases. So it's exciting for our kids. It's exciting for our coaches, our fan base. It's the first game of the year. So it's no pressure on the Golden Lions. Let's just go out there and get a gauge where our football team is. I think we got a good idea of what we have, but at the end of the day, you still got to go play the game against a really good opponent, a really good coach. And so we're excited about that.
Well, thank you, Coach. Good luck to you guys this Saturday.
Appreciate it.
Next question goes to Tanner Spearman.
Good morning, Coach. And talking about Texas Tech, obviously, in a matchup like this, you guys have not been shy about how big of a and they've got on paper all these advantages. What can your guys do to try and counter those advantages? And what do you hope to learn about your team in a matchup like this?
Well, again, number one, I want our guys to do their job. Just do your assignment. Like it would take a team effort for us to win this game. And we realize that. Like we can't go out there and get caught up in one-on-one battles. I'm not asking one player to go win the game. I'm asking every unit to do their part. And so if we do that, that's going to give us an opportunity to have a good showing. And then, at the end of the day, I always tell people this, the cream will rise to the top. Last year, people was, we had a young man said that he wasn't afraid of Arkansas. He thought he was a better player. And that's Giovanni Gibson. And that kid, he didn't catch any balls, but he was open. And now he's at Oklahoma. So we have a lot of kids on the roster this year. They have that same mindset. And so we're, as I told Giovanni last year, I say, man, I understand what you're saying because that's how you're built. And most of our players are built that way, but you don't have to tell everybody what you're thinking. So let's just go out and play the game, and let's play the game the UAPB way with integrity and character. We're going to respect our opponents at the end of the day, but we're going to go out there and do what's called for us to do, is run our offense, defense, and special teams, and have fun doing it.
Next question goes to Doc Holliday.
Coach Hampton, how you doing today?
Doing good, Doc.
I didn't get a chance to speak to you at media day, so I get to speak to you now, man.
Yes, sir.
So of course, the big question is, who is QB1 for the Golden Lions this year?
Well, we haven't really made a decision yet. We got a couple guys. It's coming down to the wire. Obviously, DJ Stevens was here last year. He did a really good job for us as a backup when our quarterback got injured. And then, you got two more guys. You got Tyson Robbins, a kid that's SWAC before. He was at another school in the conference. And then you have a kid, Christian Peters, transferred from Shaw, got injured there. And then we got a high school player, Garrison Davis, man, that's really talented. So as I heard a couple of the coaches say, they would play multiple quarterbacks and then give them an opportunity. And so we'll know when we try them out there on Saturday who's going to be the starter. But like you said, just because you start the game don't mean you're going to finish the game. And playing an opponent like we're playing, they got some really talented defensive players, man. So we got to be smart in how we use all our guys. And so at 6:30 on Saturday, you're going to know who the quarterback is.
And my second question, going into Texas Tech, knowing Coach McGuire, I know him personally, coming from the high school ranks all the way up to where he is now, he hangs this hat more on defensive wise. What are some things you want to try to do as far as for your offensive line when it comes to shifts and blocking assignments?
Well, first of all, I can't tell you. You said you know him personally, so I ain't gonna tell you what we thinking. Number one, but no, all jokes aside, obviously, man, we got to be able to run the football. That's who we are. We're up tempo offense. We're gonna be tempo. They tempo us as well. Defensively, what we want to do when we're talking about how we want to attack them, we just want our players to make plays, and we're gonna run our offense, and we're gonna take what they give us. You know, I think they got maybe 3 guys on defense making over $1 million. So they've spent a lot of money on the defense side of the ball. But at the end of the day, we're going to be smart in what we're trying to do. You know, we got a new offensive line coach that came from NFL. This guy has been around a long time. And so our kids are excited about the opportunity to block some of those $1 million guys. And then they got a linebacker, man, off the edge. This guy's pretty impressive. I think he may be up for the defensive player of the year in the Big 12. So we have our work cut out. But again, like I said, we got some players that you probably don't know about. Like nobody knew about Giovanni last year. I think we got a couple guys that end up being the same way this year. And so we're excited. Whoever QB1 is, have opportunity to throw the ball around the yard. And we feel really good about our running backs. You know, we got a 3-headed monster, so we're excited about that as well.
I appreciate you, Coach. Watch out for the tortillas out there.
Yeah, I heard. I thought it was burrito.
All right.
Last question goes to Perry Daniels.
Coach, I'd like to follow up on that question about your comments on Giovanni. Obviously, you and your staff cannot be identified how talented that young man is. Who in your program may be the next great talent to come out of the SWAC, to play in the SWAC? Who on your team?
Well, we got a couple guys, and I'm not going to name them because I don't want to get the big head. But at the end of the day, it's what that young man did when he came in from University of Arkansas at Monticello. He worked. From the first day, he was his first one in the weight room. He was 6'2.5". He was 215 pounds. When he started running, he ran. His run was different from everybody else's run. And when you've been at the Power 5 level, like, you know what they look like. And that's what he did. And so we got a couple of dudes now that's the same way. Like, they different. And once you've been in this league a while and been around, you know, been fortunate to be at different places, you know what that looks like. And so I'm excited about 3 or 4 guys that we have, you know, with the possibility to go out and do what he did. But at the end of the day, we got to be able to protect the QB and got to be able to run the football. And we really made a big emphasis on that this year. You know, people said, Giovanni, all y'all did was throw him the ball. Well, we threw him the ball because nobody could stop him. And so we'll take what the defense gives us on when it comes to that.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Hey, appreciate it.
Coach, we sincerely appreciate your time and good luck this week.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, next up, we go over to Arkansas Pine Bluff. And Coach Buckley, once again, we ask if you do have any questions, please utilize the raise your hand feature to get your question in the queue. All right, next up, we will go over to Mississippi Valley State. Coach Buckley. All right, we're going to work to get Coach connected. We'll be back momentarily. Thank you for your patience. All right, we're working to get Coach Buckley with Mississippi Valley State on with us. We appreciate your patience. We'll be back momentarily.
Reminiscing on my old jazz peeps, rocking Miles and Coltrane in my black Jeep, and can't sleep cause there's stress on the block. Please keep a God lock and stick up, kids stay cocked, ready to rock it down. We grown, we rolling deep with more heat than a glass house. Justice is served and then we bounce sways. Life's amazing, I'm stuck in the center, relying on Satchmo and Gillespie to get me through these cold winters. Word like, that's how we got to get down. Something about the sound that calms me down, and tracks like this keeps its essence around. I found we are not black Muslims when we on the block hustling, 40 guzzling and cap busting, disgusting, a way to get out but I'm trapped. So verbally I release pain over tracks to help forget that. Life's a mess and then you die. So I walk with my head up to the sky so the sun can dry the tears but romance cry. Rest in peace, the legend's dead and gone. I wanna leave but I'm trapped in your era and can't move on. So I look for peace, I think he's dead. So don't test me, I'm forever living on the edge.
Film preparation.
Yeah, we watched last year's tape. Like, I'm pretty sure they watched last year's tape on us in some places we've been. But we don't put a lot of stock in that because they got a lot of guys that left and went other places or graduated. The things that we found when we got here don't allow us to do some of the things we've done in the places that we've been. So what game ones come down to is who makes the least mistakes, who can handle in a classic game, and who can make sure they take care of the football. And so that's who plays the hardest. That's what it's going to come down to. So we seen some tape, we formulated some game plans, but all that stuff can go out the window, drive one, and then come out and do something totally that they hadn't done, and vice versa. And so we try to make sure we're okay in the way that we're preparing as if we were preparing for ourselves. We tell our guys all the time, man, the only people that can beat the Prairie View and Panthers are the Prairie View and Panthers. And we really mean that, and it's not a slight to anybody, but regardless of who we're playing, it is and always will be about us. We're playing a good football team.
Coach, with this being your first game game at this level in the SWAC. Have you had any experiences regarding the pageantry that you're facing this week?
Yeah, I played and coached at TSU, so our players, we've given them some tips on when the band comes in and the dancers and the twirlers and all them come in and how they don't show their original outfit in the beginning and then they rip it all off and show you their band outfit for the day. We've simulated that stuff, but it's still nothing like it until you get to it. And if you haven't been in it, I told our guys yesterday, you can play 15,000 horns and bands and whatever might be in there. And so our guys are gonna have to make sure we keep the main thing and stay locked in so we don't get locked out.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Next question goes to Doc Holliday.
Good morning, Coach. How you doing today?
Excellent. How you doing, Doc?
I'm doing good. I know you just said you not revealing who your QB is, but I want to talk about your offensive defensive line in the trenches. What are some things as far as your offensive line going? When it comes to blocking assignments, alignment, and blitz pickup against this Texas Southern defense.
Yeah, they're multiple on defense, and they present some pictures and blitzes and things of that nature that you got to be ready for. And so we've had to go make sure we sharpen our rules up, we stay within our rules in order to get the quarterback protected. I think that's a week in and week out deal, but especially in week one, because you're coming out of camp where you're playing against yourself, and you might not present some of the looks to yourself that the opponent will. It's a really good job of making sure we get the looks that we need, but also be prepared for anything by just staying within the rules of what we do.
All right, appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you.
Next question goes to Mona Stapleton.
Good morning, Coach. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing good stuff.
So, Coach Jackson, you energized the fan base, Prairie View fan base, and you've also drawn a lot of attention in the SWAC this preseason. Do you feel like your team's offense and defense are ready to match that energy at the Labor Day Classic this weekend? The chemistry in the locker room.
Yeah, I asked you the second question first. The chemistry in the locker room is good. I mean, I'm never gonna say something is great because that would mean that we've arrived, and we haven't arrived yet. But I think the guys have done a really good job of accepting one another from where they are and what they came here to do, which is a really big deal in today's football because that's not the case everywhere. We try it with our guys and help them go from point A to point B in their lives, and that takes real relationship, as I stated. So not just relationship from the coaches, but from player to player. And so I think those guys have done a really good job at that with as many guys as we. We're not gonna know what we are until the end. And that's the end of the game, the end of the season, whatever the end is. And whenever they know that might be. We don't sit here and say we're going to score this many points and they're not going to do this. And that's not who we are. That's not who we've ever been. What we say is how we go about our business. And we have a dogmatic approach to how we prepare. Whether anybody believes that or not is their problem, not ours. But we know how we do things, and we trust in how we do things. And so we're looking for a really good game to be on Saturday night. Nobody's going to lay down for the Prairie Green and Panthers. We understand that. Social media is out the window. I know that makes people mad how we do things on social media. But that's not going to matter. Somebody's going to have to get hit. And we either going to do the hitting or we're going to get hit. We're going to find that out Saturday night. But the deal is we're excited to find out. We're excited to get ready to go and play. And so, but we understand we got a couple more days to prepare still.
Good luck, Coach Jackson, this weekend.
Thank you.
Coach Jackson, know you have a busy day there as you take some time to join us, and good luck this week.
We certainly appreciate you. Go Panthers.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, next we go over to Southern University and Coach Graves. Once again, if you have questions, please utilize the raise your hand feature to get your question in the queue. Please wait to be acknowledged prior to asking your questions, and we already have a plethora of questions here in the queue, so please limit your questions to one initial question. If we've got additional time, we will circle back to get follow-up questions answered. All right, I do see that we have Coach Graves with us. Good morning, Coach. Can you hear us, Coach? Okay, we can't hear your audio. I think you might be on mute.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Coach. As always, thanks for taking some time to join us. Coach, if you could please start us out with an opening statement recapping your week 0 game there against North Carolina Central.
Well, it was the MEAC SWAC atmosphere. And, the weather held off. It looked a little dicey in the morning, but we were able to get through the game with no bad weather or any delays. I thought, both teams came out fired up, ready to go. And, I was, North Carolina Central did a good job of playing the game the way that they played it. And I'm disappointed with the outcome because I didn't think we played the way we were capable of playing at all times. We played well in spots, but we didn't play well enough or consistently enough to come out victorious. And so we gotta look at it and we have to make sure that we go back and fix what those things are, because a lot of stuff is very fixable and correctable. Now we just have to put that on the shelf and get ready to go play Mississippi Valley this week.
Appreciate those opening comments, Coach. First question goes to Wayne Cartwright.
Hey, Coach Graves. Good morning. I wanted to I know Cam McCoy, he played the bulk of the game, but what I wanted to ask you is about Jalen Woods. He was listed as a depth chart that was released, but he didn't get any time until the end of the game. There's been things out there. What can you address about Jalen Woods?
Well, basically, I know there are things out there, and we did what we have to do in order to continue to run the program the way it's supposed to be run. And so, it was an internal
deal, some things that we had to do and take care of, and we'll move past that and we'll go on and go forward.
Well, good luck against Mississippi Valley State, Coach.
Thank you.
This question goes to Doc Holliday.
Coach Graves, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing good. What are some improvements that you plan to make prior to game one? And also, what did you learn about your team from this past weekend?
I learned that we got a good football team when we do what we're supposed to do, when we're detailed about the details. We showed that we can score when we need to. There's some things that we have to work on, and they're very correctable. So we just have to go back and look at those things and fix those things and get ready this week.
Appreciate you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
This question goes to Perry Daniels.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, Coach. Coach, who's the starting quarterback going into Itabena?
We'll find out this week. We'll definitely find out this week. We got to go to practice. We start practice tonight, and we'll go all the way up until Thursday, and then we'll see where we are from there.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
This question goes to James Hill.
Everybody in Jags Nation are well. Holly and even Mr. McCoy. Just talk about the guys can get out and run and get yards.
Yeah, we knew those guys were special talents. They can run. Michael Franklin did a good job. He's the big back that ran. And he set the tone early. Cam is a two-sport guy that has tremendous speed, and we know Trey. Trey's an acceptable and exceptional football player. I mean, you're talking about the guy that leads the Louisiana high school in all-time leading yards and things of that nature. So we knew he was special, and it was good to see them guys get out there and have some success.
Next question goes to Mo Carter.
Hey, good morning, Coach Graves.
Hey, Mo, how you doing?
Doing well, sir. Doing well. Hey, so want to know about this disadvantage, advantage. You guys just played. You got your legs under you. While Mississippi Valley has not played yet, however, they've got the film on you guys. While it's a new coaching staff, and I know you and your staff have to kind of, do some extra schematic things. So when you kind of look at things moving forward for Saturday, what do you think about all that?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, Mo, it's all about executing. Playing a game, yeah, you get a chance to play and get the kinks out and fix those things that you need to fix. But at the same token, you got the opponent there's an unknown with the opponent. And so we have to make sure that we do a great job of getting some type of idea of what they do in all three phases and how they're doing it. So it's going to be a challenge initially, but I'm sure we'll be up for the challenge.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Next question goes to Michael Jefferson.
Good morning, Coach. This is Michael Jefferson with Block Sports.
Good morning.
Glad to see you. I know the game didn't end the way you wanted to, but did NCCU do anything that you were not prepared for? Because one of the things that I saw in the game that they just dinked and dunked on you guys the entire game. So was there anything their offense did that just caught you off guard?
No, they did exactly what we thought they're going to do, and that's the part that's really disappointing and frustrating because we didn't execute the way we should have, and that was the thing that was more of a disappointment for me because I felt like we knew we had a real how they were going to do it, and it was just a matter of executing. And so we got to go back and sit down and figure out how we can get these guys to really understand and get those guys to execute the way that they're capable. Because at times, we did it right, and then there's times where we didn't do it right. And they did a great job of controlling the clock and keeping our offense off the field, and so we got to go back and look at it and do some things to really get these guys ready to go for this week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach.
Next question goes to Mona Stapleton.
Mona Stapleton, She Loves the Podcast. Good morning, Coach Graves. How are you?
I'm well, and yourself?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. So you were able, or Southern's run game was very dynamic and with Trey Harley, and then you had Cam McCoy. You guys were very capable of scoring quickly in the first half, but that caused your defense to be back on the field. And when the run game stopped working as planned, you weren't able to adjust. Going into week one versus Valley, how do you plan on balancing your quick strike offense?
Well, we just have to continue to work and execute the plan. I don't think the run game actually stopped working. It was more so that we were chasing points, so we had to throw the football because they were doing such a good job of keeping the ball away. So we had to throw the football more than run. We didn't abandon the run, but we had to throw the football to try to get back in the ball game because we were down 17 at that time. So we had to throw the football a little more to get us back in the ball game. So I think we just have to do a better job of really taking the ball away, and then we have to be more balanced in our attack in terms of run pass ratio.
Thank you, Coach, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Last question goes to Perry Daniels.
Coach, was there a greater disappointment in your inability to pass or your inability to stop the run?
Well, me having a defensive background, of course, stopping the run was the thing that was more disappointing. I think we threw the ball. We missed a few throws that would have made a difference in the ball game. We had two shots that probably should have been touchdowns, but we didn't complete them. And so, I think that made a huge difference in the ball game when we took those shots and we did complete them. It changed the whole trajectory of the game. But again, we got to be able to stop the run. If you're going to win championships or compete for them, you got to be able to stop the run. And that's something that was more disappointing for me, is that we didn't do a really good job of stopping the run when we needed to stop the run. And so we just got to, and like I said, all of it's correctable. We just got to go back and correct it and make sure that we're detailed about the details.
And lastly, Coach, Your defense coordinator, Henry Miller, came out of the box and down to the sideline after the halftime. Can you talk us through the rationale behind that?
Well, that was the decision Coach Miller made. He wanted to go up top the first half, and he felt like he needed to be, because he's a sideline coordinator for the most part, and he wanted to go up top to really see and do some things up there, but he just felt like it was necessary for him to come down and to really get those guys honed in the second half, and I didn't have a problem with it at all. So that was the decision he made, and we were good with it.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Coach Graves, we sincerely appreciate your time and good luck this week.
All right, thank you. Go Jags.
Thank you. All right, next we go over to Texas Southern and Coach Chris Dishman. All right, I'm going to work to get connected here with Coach Dishman. We'll be back momentarily. Thank you for your patience.
The great thing is none of our players got hurt this fall. Everybody was energetic, ready to go. The problem I had is to calm guys down. Everybody wanted to hit and tackle the first day. Not in pads, everybody wanted to tackle. Problem I had was calming everybody down and everybody excited about the game versus Prairie View. Getting this next win versus Prairie View. So what I'm doing now is just trying to calm everybody down and don't let them peak so soon.
Appreciate those opening comments, Coach. First question goes to Perry Daniels.
Good morning, Coach.
Mr. Daniels, how are you?
I'm well, Coach. How are you?
Good.
Coach, last year you put the conference on notice by winning this game. This year, on the opposite side of the field, you have someone that was in a similar position than you last year. How do you avoid being upset in this game by a first-year head coach?
Well, the main thing is always
in our conference. Let me say that
our guys is our guys, their guys is their guys. The coaches are not going to win the game. Our guys are ready, prime, ready to go. And anytime you can beat Prairie View in the opening game, it's exciting. It's exciting for our fans. It's exciting for just as well as Prairie View want to beat us the first game. It's exciting for their fans and their administrators. So it's going to be a hard-fought game. You have two universities who have a lot of pride, and the pride of winning this game is better than anything else.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Next question goes to Doc Holliday.
Coach Dishman, good morning. How you doing today?
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing good. First and foremost, who would be your QB1 for this weekend?
I think you can come and be QB, Doc. And you want to be QB?
Man, I ain't got the arm like that, man.
Oh, it sucks. Well, I can't have you QB then if you're not gonna be, if you have no arm, But right now we're working in 2 or 3 different guys at QB. We're working in Pop. We're working in KJ. We're working in Coop. We got 3 guys working right now. So, like I said before, gentlemen, I don't pick a starter. I won't pick a starter until we get through this upcoming week, the prep week. It's the ones who prep the best and the ones who will start. And we don't really have starters. We have 11 people running out there. We have 11 people running out there first. So whatever 11 run out there first is 11 you're going to get.
All right. Appreciate you, Coach.
Next question goes to Wayne Cartwright.
Hey, Coach Dishman, good morning. How are you?
Mr. Cartwright, can you play quarterback?
I cannot.
Oh, shucks. Okay, let me keep going then.
But what I wanted to ask is just a question for you personally, Coach. Just talk a little bit about, or tell us about what did you work on just individually, over the off season from year one now headed into year two as you begin your second year as head coach.
Well, I talked to a lot of my mentors, and we went game by game. Coach Bennett and I went game by game. What should have happened? What I should have done? And it's a good thing to have guys who have coached before, who have been head coaches before, and that's what I went through the off season. I went through all our games. Should have done this right? Did I do this wrong? And I'm glad they played Monday morning quarterback on me, because they gave me some good ideas of what to do next if I'm in that situation again.
Well, thanks, Coach. Good luck to you on Saturday night.
Thank you.
Next.
Hello, Coach Dishman. How are you doing?
Ms. Davis, can you play quarterback?
I was wondering if you were going to offer me the position, because I
just offered to you.
I'm dual threat. I'm dual threat.
Okay.
So this is your second year at the helm, and you're getting ready to go to, of course, the Labor Day Classic. This is one of the most highly anticipated games of your season, and it's the first game. Last year, your team basically shocked everybody and had a dominant win. What are you saying to your guys in the locker room in terms of repeating that win, and what is that chemistry like?
Well, ma'am, I'm sorry to correct you real quick. It wasn't really a shock. It may have been a shock to the outside world. So
Right.
It was not a shock to the people in that locker room. We was expected to win that game. We knew we was going to win that game, because our 11 guys is better than their 11 guys. We knew that as coaches, we prepped our guys on how to win and when to win and what to say and do while we was winning. So it wasn't a shock to us. We knew going into that game that we was going to win. We had the heart and tenacity, and we had the willpower of winning. So I know the other people from the outside world may have been a shock to you guys, but to us, it was just like a normal day.
All right, and I look forward to watching that matchup. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Last question goes to Doc Holliday.
All right, Coach. Now I can't play quarterback. Now I can come out the edge for you.
Doc, you already said you couldn't play quarterback.
I could come out the edge for you. But now, going into this game, knowing that it's the first SWAC game for the season for you, getting the leg up in conference with a win, or being behind the 8 ball with a loss, what do you tell your guys in the locker room about the importance of starting fast and finishing strong?
Well, our guys know that. Our guys know that this game can propel us into winning the SWAC championship. And they know with this game, if we lose this game, we have to play catch up to win. So this game can make or break a team, but it won't break us, because we're going to win the West. We're going to be in Atlanta. That's our goal. Our goal is always going to remain the same, no matter who's on the other side of the football or not. Our goal is to win the West. Our goal is to win in Atlanta, and that's what we're going to do.
I appreciate you, Coach.
Coach, we appreciate your time. Good luck this week.
All right, gentlemen, have a great one. Missus, have a great one.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, next we're going to go over to Jackson State. Coach T.C. Taylor, once again, if you have any questions, please utilize the raise your hand feature to get your question in the queue. All right, I do see that we have Coach Taylor with us. Once again, please wait to be called upon prior to asking your question. With that being said, happy to be joined by Coach Taylor with Jackson State. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning. How's everybody doing?
Doing great, Coach, and appreciate you taking some time out of your schedule to join us. Coach, if you could start an opening statement recapping fall camp and looking ahead to your opening game of the season.
Yeah, it was a good camp for us as a program. Our guys came out and really competed at a high level all throughout camp, all throughout the summer. It was good for us, getting some new faces in here, getting them acclimated to how we operate on a day-to-day basis. The expectation has been good. So we're excited about it, but the thing for us right now, we're ready to play another opponent. We've been going at each other pretty hard each and every day in camp. So we're looking forward to the opportunity to play host Hampton this weekend, a CAA opponent coming in here this weekend, a solid program. They got quite a new bodies over there, a new football team, freshmen and sophomores. So we're excited about it. I look forward to our football team going out here this weekend in the city of Jackson and, putting on a good show for our fans.
Appreciate those opening comments, Coach. First question goes to Wayne Cartwright.
Coach,
I'm good. How you doing, Wayne?
doing well. All right. So, Coach, with everything all the success that came from last season, and you guys have been picked to finish first in the SWAC, and you're considered to be a heavy favorite in most of the games that you're going to play. What have you guys done as a staff to manage the expectations with your roster and your group?
Just put in the work. We know the things that it took to get to this point where we're at as a program, to be able to win a national title last year. So we've done a good job, our coaching staff, of putting that behind us and making these guys understand that right now, when you're at the top, everybody has you marked on that schedule as far as a big game that they want to win. So we've just been putting in the work. We don't talk about it much around here now. It's all about getting ready for Hampton. I know they're going to come in here ready to play. That's another game they have marked on their calendar to play a Jackson State football team. So all we can do is go out there and work and emphasize the things that we think that's going to get us to December. The effort, the energy, playing with physicality, things like that.
All right, Coach. Good luck to you on Saturday against Hampton.
Thank you.
Next question goes to James Hill.
Hey, Coach, I hope you and everyone at J-State are well. The history, the tradition, the pageantry. Jackson State, Hampton, it's a beautiful thing. And this Saturday, tell the fans just a little bit about what that looks like, the history of it, and why this is a big-time game coming up.
I think you hit the nail on the head right there. Talk about two programs with a lot of history, a lot of tradition. I'm familiar with that program. We played against them when they were in the MEAC conference when I was over there at Central. So they're a physical football team. They play a physical brand of football as well. So it makes for a good matchup. And anytime you can play a home game here in the city of Jackson, these fans have been chopping at the bit to see what we look like this year, especially coming off of last year's success. It's going to make for a great day. We'll get a cold front in here. So it'll be around 83, 84 degrees because it's been some hot days this fall camp. But it'll be a cold front coming through. So it's going to just make for a great day. Everybody looking forward to the tailgate, the team getting off the buses, making the Tiger Walk, and getting ready to kick off this 2025 season.
Have a blessed week, Coach.
All right. Thank you. You as well. Take care.
Next question goes to Doc Holliday.
TC, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing well, Doc. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I've been asking about the trenches, offensive, defensive line. What are the things that you see from Hampton, especially their defensive line, where you can kind of make some adjustments with calls for your offensive unit?
Doc, it's hard, because they have an entire new roster. A lot of those guys, everybody pretty much on that defensive line are going to be new faces, maybe one or two guys. So you try to evaluate the coaches schematically, with the things that they're going to try to present to us as a group on that defensive line. But as far as personnel wise, just right now, they got so many new faces, freshmen, sophomore, a couple transfers in there. But you just look at what the coaches are doing schematically. But I think it's more about how we play the game, and and emphasizes the thing that we stand on as an offensive line group. We got some big guys over there. We're big at the tackle position, big at the guard. Couple guys coming back from last year's team, and we want to run the football. We got some guys in that backfield we're excited about, but we all know it starts up front on that O-line.
And what is the thing that you see about with the quarterback for Hampton and Isaiah Freeman, who's transferred from Lincoln, Pennsylvania?
A good athlete. They did a good job last year. I know that team scoring a lot of points, and they want to continue that. But he's a good athlete. He can scramble around, make some throws back there. So we got to keep him bottled up in the pocket, and when we get to him, we got to get him on the turf. So that's going to be key for us going forward in this game.
I appreciate you. Coach. See you this weekend.
See you, Doc. Be safe now.
This question goes to Timona Stapleton.
Good afternoon, Coach TC. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you for asking. You're the reigning HBCU national champions. You're going into week 1, and everyone's watching and breaking down your team. How are you feeling, and do you think that the squad can live up to last year's dominance?
Yeah, I think we're a very talented football team. I've been saying that since all these guys got here on campus. I think the thinking for us was just getting the team chemistry right. Make sure the new faces understand the culture and the way we do things on a day-to-day basis. But to answer your questions, definitely some similarities to last year's team. The team speed, we got size, physicality, and everything. So it's about them going out there and executing it. It's about these coaches coming in here on an everyday basis, doing a great job. But if we do things the right way, go out there and play well in all 3 phases with special teams, defense with Coach Quinn and Coach Kirk and Manny Ramirez in this offense, we definitely have opportunity to repeat, last year's performance.
Thanks, Coach, and I look forward to seeing it.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Next question goes to Wayne Cartwright.
Hey, Coach. Yeah, I wanted to jump back in here and ask this real quick. So, you talked about a lot of the unknowns with him, that they do have some continuity. They do return 3 guys in their secondary that played significant minutes and made a lot of contributions last year. Yeah. So with that matchup of their secondary against your unit with your wide receivers, breaking in Shamar Savage, breaking in Nathan Rembert, and also returning for Tillian and Dupree. How do you see that matchup, and how you guys prepared for that?
Yeah, they did return several key guys from them, starting with the safety back there. Very physical guy. I think he was 3rd team all conference in the preseason deal for that. The CAA guy returning at the nickel position. But I'll take my guys, those names you just called, and put them up against anybody. You talk about a mixture of size, great speed, all 4 or 5 of those guys. So I'll take those guys and put up against anybody. So we're looking forward to it coming all together this weekend and putting it on display. They've been working their butts off all summer, getting timing down, the chemistry with Jacoby and our quarterback. So it's going to be something to see if they can get it going out there this weekend and then the remainder of this season.
All right. Thanks, Coach. God bless you.
Same to you. Thank you.
Final questions? Coach, we sincerely appreciate your time. Good luck this week.
All right. Thank you, guys. I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, next we wrap up our call with Coach Buckley with Mississippi Valley State. Once again, if you do have any questions, please utilize the raise your hand feature to get your question in the queue. With that being said, happy to be joined by Coach Buckley with Mississippi Valley State. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Doing great, Coach, and we appreciate you take some time out of your schedule to join us. We know you have a press conference here in Atlanta getting ready for that big classic. So
Actually, just finished that press conference.
Okay, good deal. Appreciate you.
Good.
Appreciate you joining us. Coach, if you could start us out with an opening statement, recapping fall camp and previewing your opening game of the season.
Yeah, sure. Fall camp was awesome for us to identify our top 48, I like to say, 49, depending on how many specialists you want to add. Getting that squared away has taken a long time, because when you have the season they had last year and the amount of players that we added through transfer pro to high school and JUCO, the evaluation process is very, very important to me, because you want to make sure you get the right guys out there. So it took a little longer than a lot of folks would like for it to, but you want to make sure it's right. And now they're starting to gel a little bit, and I'm very, very excited about this Saturday, showcasing what we've done.
Appreciate those opening comments, Coach. We do have several questions in the queue, so we're going to ask our media participants that have their hands raised, please limit your questions to one initial question. If we've got some time left over, we'll circle back to get some follow-up questions answered. With that being said, first question for Coach Buckley goes to Wayne Cartwright.
Coach Buckley, how are you?
Hey, Wayne. I'm good.
Well, first off, I just wanted to, before I ask some questions, just say, congrats again on getting the gig there at Valley, and you're getting ready to have your first game here in the SWAC.
Thank you.
So my question for you is a little bit of the obvious, right? You guys are taking on Southern University on Saturday night down there at home, and you guys have had the opportunity to see them play a game. From their game against North Carolina Central. What are your initial thoughts, and what did you guys see as you prepare for them on Saturday?
Man, they are big in the trenches, and they have speed in the right spot. They're running backs, not just one, the transfer from LSU, but the quarterback, the big wide receivers. It's going to be a challenge. They look athletically impressive.
Well, thanks, Coach, and I'm excited to see what you guys do this year. So good luck on this first game.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, tune in.
Next question goes to James Hill.
Hey, Coach, I hope you and everybody in the Delta are well. Just talk a little bit about the buckle up mentality and putting this program together and putting the foundation in and the portal and all these moving parts to come together as one.
As I mentioned before, buckle up is all those things put together, because it's a rocky ride, right? You're up and down, you're at the top, then you got to come down like that roller coaster. So you better be buckled up. And for us, the staff, the most challenging part was digging deep, trying to figure out what's the root cause of all the issues over the last couple of decades. That takes a while. Then you start to put these pieces together, and now you're trying to see what works, what's gonna mesh. That takes a little while. So the buckling part is that wild ride that you really, really enjoy if you have the right attitude, mindset about it. And because you can see what the finished product or going in the right direction is about. And I think we're there.
Good morning, Coach.
Morning.
Coach, how's the preparation been to take on Givens, this outstanding preseason All-American for the Jaguars?
Man, it's I almost feel like when I was at Louisville watching Lamar, a bigger version of Lamar Jackson out there. Like whoa, oh, here we go. So that's what this is about. That's what college ball, Division I ball, elite status. We say first class. The only to take it, and you have to play against the best. And what we saw from Southern, it's pretty close. So we're gonna have our work cut out for us.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome.
Next question goes to Mo Carter.
Hey, Coach. Hope you're doing well this morning.
Yes, you too.
Awesome. Kind of following up from what you just said about, kind of seeing Southern just in general. I asked Coach Graves this earlier. I want to ask you now this. Advantages, disadvantages, considering the fact that they played on Saturday. So, they've got their legs under them. You guys have not played, but you have video on them. While because this is a new staff at Valley, they don't have video of you guys. So where do you feel like all this kind of collects and coordinates moving forward?
Well, historically, the most improvement is from game 1 to 2. So they played. So I would say it's going to be a challenge on both sides, but usually you make the most improvement because you get a chance to see your guys. All them guys, you know how to do all that talking and talking about they can make this play and make that play, and you buy into it. But for months, the only person you've seen them go up against is the receiver on your team, the same people. So we really don't know. We won't know until probably about 7:30 Saturday night, kind of where we at and who had the advantage.
Sounds good, Coach. Good luck this week to you and your guys as you face Southern on SWAC TV.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, SWAC TV. We're looking forward to it.
Last question goes to Doc Holliday.
Coach Berkeley, how you doing this afternoon?
Doing well, Doc.
I'm doing good. Who is QB1 for Mississippi Valley?
Hey, we want to know that too. No, that was a great battle this spring and this fall camp, and I think we're very close to making a decision. Either the top two guys, either way we go, we feel pretty good about it. So we'll have to wait and see. We still have a few more practices left before we have to make that decision. But it's been very, very good to watch the competition, the battle go on for several months. I'm excited about it.
I appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach Buckley, we sincerely appreciate your time and good luck this week.
Hey, thank you. See y'all guys.
Thank you. All right, just a quick reminder for our media participants, all of our SWAC football head coaches media sessions are digitally archived on the SWAC Digital Network YouTube page as well as SWAC TV. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. Just a quick reminder, next week's call will take place on Tuesday as opposed to Monday in observance of the Labor Day holiday. Thank you for taking some time to join us. Have a great rest of your day.
PV Nation, it's Tremaine Jackson, your head football coach. We need you to join our 35 for 35 campaign. We're trying to raise $350,000 by the first game of the season. All you have to do is go to our website, pvpanthers.com, and click on the 35 for 35 link. Once you do that, we'd love to see your pictures or videos of you donating on our social media platforms at PVAMU Panthers.
PV Nation, this is your athletic director, Anton Gall. We've got a new initiative for our football team, 35 for 35. As you know, we just hired Coach Jackson as our 35th head football coach. In honor of that hiring, we are doing a $350,000 campaign. We're asking everybody to donate $35 or more to the Football Excellence Fund. How you do this? Go to pvpanthers.com, donate, and one last thing. Once you donate, take a picture, post it on our social media platforms, because the donations and the support you give us will take us to the next level. Thank you, and go Panthers.